Hello and welcome. Today, I just want to talk about Slay the Spire 2. It just got announced yesterday that, hey, here's the release date of Slay the Spire 2 for early access is March 5th, just a few weeks away. And one of the big things that they announced in this was that they're going to have co-op in it. And that is exciting to me, very much so. And a lot of people that play Slay the Spire probably, I would say a majority of players that might interact with it or people that are, in the Slay the Spire community, I would say a majority of them probably either play the game or they watch streamers, YouTubers, stuff like that, and might not have a good idea of how good co-op can be. I have the board game myself, and I wanted to go on a discussion about it because I think this is a big deal to me. So, where else do we start but just looking at the Slay the Spire board game and how the co-op works in it? So I want to talk about the board game a little bit and kind of just give you an idea of how things work, how things are acting in the board game. I'll explain a few basic things here, but nothing that's going to be too hard to understand. Enemies have dice values for what they might be doing, and you can see here it's a 6. Looking at it, you can see that everybody's on rows. Some things it just tells you damage. There's some HP values, and just giving you a few basics so that you can understand just kind of basic mechanics to the game. And to explain, this isn't normally how a board would be set up. Typically, you just be one row in Slay the Spire. So you can kind of just see the setup and how it is, and how I want to show you how the mechanics interact with each other. I just wanted to explain basics so that we can kind of get a basic understanding of stuff. You can see here, like dagger throw, I can throw it on my row, but also I could use it on somebody else's row to hit theirs, just in case I need to deal damage to their minions. It will help them be able to kill their creature if I can defend my own. So, and there's different ways to interact with the board as well, and if you check things, you can look at things like dagger spray here. It allows you to hit a row for 2 damage. So, if there's, let's say, I actually had them in this way, I could actually hit somebody else's row to help them kill their row out faster than my own row. You can see it's doing 2 damage to each, it's just, you can interact with other rows by doing AoE damage, doing single target damage. We'll put these back here for a second, and we're going to see a different way of doing things too, because they mentioned a few mechanics for the video game that they're going to have that might be a little bit different that, isn't in Slay the Spire 1, but in the board game it's here. You have a card here, Dash. It allows you to hit a row, hit a monster, hit some row, it doesn't matter what it is, but you can also hit something and then go into that row. Perhaps, the Watcher here actually has a little bit more defense available than the Silent and isn't able to fully block their row. You're able to swap places, and that really helps a lot. So there's one last way to be able to interact with other characters, because you have your offensive ways of being able to do it. You can also defend other players. Most defense at start can't do that, but when you upgrade them, you can hit other players with a defensive card, I guess, more so tap it. So you're able to interact with 4 different ways, pretty much. We'll say 2 just for the sake of argument. You're able to use 3 different ways of interacting with the board state of Slay the Spire. So it seems like in the video, the way that a lot of these fights seem to be interacting is just the crew, the characters that you have that you pick at the start of your Spire run, just fight one creature, or I guess the set of creatures that appear, and the creatures probably hit the allies, the characters, for the same amount. It kind of feels the same way, but I hope that there's ways to still interact with the other characters. If you can gain 5 block, that's nice, but if you can give one of your allies 5 block, I think that's better. Or if block goes towards all creatures, and creatures hit a little bit harder of some sorts, and that might be a little bit better. I think it would be very interesting to be able to see how they decide to choose to go about this. When I was first seeing this, I thought it'd be like a front row, back row thing, but it does just seem like all the characters against the enemies probably hit all the characters. So there's not really much strategy going on there, but there's probably going to be, what I'm hoping are ways to interact with the other characters. For instance, being able to swap places is one that could be big. Maybe whoever's in front is the one that's taking the brunt of the damage. Or perhaps it's just defense cards. Yeah, you can defend other characters, like in the Slay the Spire board game. I think it's exciting to see where this can go and how, it might evolve. This is the start of early access, and if Megacrit finds different ways of making it better, I trust them. I trust them a lot. I think Slay the Spire is such a solid game that I think it will do amazing to have multiplayer in it. Now, why am I saying that I'm very confident Slay the Spire multiplayer will do very well? It will be very well received. Why? Who wants to really just climb the spire together and play cards? So, I have to talk about a few things. See, a lot of people love playing Magic the Gathering, but it tends to be against other players. But the reason why people enjoy Magic is because you get to hang out with friends. And when you work together or compete, sometimes can be, sometimes you just want to work together. I've been playing Terraria with my brother and some friends, and we've been having a blast. And really, I think working together a lot of times seems to be more rewarding than being against each other. And people love Magic the Gathering. And I have a friend group that they like playing board games from time to time. They also like playing Magic the Gathering from time to time. It has become a big thing now that I got the Slay the Spire board game. I brought it over. None of these people have played Slay the Spire ever in their life, or maybe one person has played it a little bit. Multiple people at my friend's house that I play at, they all love the board game. They just are in love with the idea of how you can interact with each other a little bit, even though it's not normally a lot. It's normally like, oh, well, we'll focus on this, focus on that, but I digress from that because it looks like it might be a little bit different. There could be changes down the line, but I'm going to be confident in whatever Megacrit says is a great thing to do. I think I'm confident to trust them. And it's not all the time you can be confident to trust the company. I said earlier this year, Monster Hunter Wilds, or I think it was last year, Monster Hunter Wilds was going to be Game of the Year, and that wasn't, they finally got into a place where I think they're good now, but it's definitely not the game that I wanted, for sure. But Slay the Spire is not being done with investors really in mind, trying to please those high corporate overlords. We get a game where they just get to change, and they've made multiple changes throughout Slay the Spire's just history. Well-laid plans used to be 1 mana, 1 energy, and it would let you retain 2 cards, and then eventually it would cost 0, and then they said that's broken, so they changed well-laid plans to be not as broken. They've balanced a lot of cards throughout the game. So whatever they think will work, I will trust them. And being that it's early access, I think it will do very well. I'm going on a bit of a tangent, however. These are people that never played the video game at all. Don't understand the mechanics, really. I have to teach them the game. It is now a very popular game at my friend's house. Every time I go over and visit, it tends to be, we could play a Spire run. And the board game runs a long time, from Act 1 to Act 4, with normally, if you do a successful run, it's probably going to take you like 6 hours to complete a run, especially with new players, because you have a lot of physical shuffling. You have physical things going on that cause this slight delay to just last a little bit longer. But people enjoy it. They've tried playing the video game. They're like, it's not the same. It's not the same thing as playing the board game with other friends and being able to like banter with each other. From what the trailer's showing, there might not be a ton of ways to interact with other characters when you do your Spire run, but there are ways to interact with each other, and I think that's a big deal. I think it is going to be something that people enjoy. You're going to be doing a run with one of your buddies, and you're getting a good run going, and then all of a sudden, they clone a curse and decide to give everybody a curse just to be like, this is getting too easy. I know, unless that's not a possible choice, I don't know what clone does yet. That is going to cause just mayhem and just, funny times to have with friends. But I think when you're able to work together towards a goal versus by yourself, you might feel more motivated to do that goal. Raven's Watch is a game I've been playing recently. That's a roguelike action game, isometric action game, and it is a game that I would not play by myself, but when my friends are playing, I'll love it. Slay the Spire is a game that I would love to play by myself and play with other people. And if they're adding cards that are multiplayer only, that are co-op only, my hope is that these are multiplayer only cards, not because they're more broken or there's harder creatures or things are a little bit more outscaling. I hope it's things like you can give another player block. You can have the enemy focus attack somebody, possibly, and then that player has to block a lot. These are just, shooting some ideas, but there are mechanics in the board game that they can use in the video game, and I think that's what's going to be really exciting, is having characters and players just having a great time with each other. And I think it's jolly cooperation, as a lot of people like to say in Dark Souls. We have a really good basis of what a good multiplayer Slay the Spire looks like in the board game. It's very fun and exciting. People like it. Am I saying I wanted it to be exactly the same? No, I don't want it to be exactly the same, because then why would I buy the video game? Okay, I'm going to buy the video game because it's going to be a really good game, but don't listen to that argument. I want to play a game I enjoy. If my friends can play the game and enjoy it too, that's great. My brother is somebody who does not play card building games. He doesn't play Magic. He doesn't play like anything card based. He's tried in the past a few times and just hasn't wanted to do it. I jokingly said yesterday to him, "Hey, are you going to get Slay the Spire 2? It has co-op." I thought he'd say no immediately. He goes, "Yeah, sure. He'll try it out." I'm like, what? This is something that could change a lot of things about roguelikes, because Raven's Watch is pretty fun with friends. I would say solo not as much. Slay the Spire is pretty fun in solo. I'm expecting it to be a lot more fun being in a co-op game. I think working together to solve problems is better than working against each other. Maybe that's a little bit dumb or stupid, but I'm really excited about this Slay the Spire 2. It was news that came to me on a day where I was just really beaten and battened from work, and I was not excited to come home. And then I came home to hear everything about Slay the Spire 2, and the co-op makes me so happy, because I really enjoy the board game when it's good in co-op. Yeah, you'll get those runs where you die early, but in the video game, it's fast. Setup is fast. Oh, well, let's just start a new run. Well, starting a new run in the board game is a little bit tougher. Well, we got to take all the cards out their sleeves. We got to switch them back. You got to put them all together again. Let's get back set up Act 1. Let's do this. There's a lot of effort to get set up again, even though it is fairly fast and a very good box. Video games, you just hit new run and you're back in it. You're just back in the spire trying to climb it again. I think this is going to be a wonderful addition to Slay the Spire. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to play it. I'm so excited for it. I may not have a lot of gameplay experience. It's one of my most played, but it's not my most played game. But the amount of content I've consumed, I've watched plenty of streamers, YouTubers. I've watched Life Coach, Frost Prime, Baylor Lord, Dolphin Chemist, a little bit of Northern Lion. I've watched plenty of people play the game, and by God, I can't wait to play this one. So, there's all my thoughts about how much I enjoy co-op and how excited I am for this game. So, I'll stick around for a little bit of words from me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll get some words. I'm not certain. But, anyways, alright, hopefully that video wasn't too disjointed. I just recorded, probably 10 minutes straight without any editing, no cuts or anything, so I mean, hopefully you enjoy it. I hope you're excited for Slay the Spire too. I'm extremely excited. I'm not even gonna lie. When I said I got home and heard that there was they announced a bunch of stuff, I was actually ugly crying. I'm not even joking. I was ugly crying for hours. For hours. I was so happy because it's something, I don't know, it seems small. I don't know that many people. I feel like I know people that know of Slay the Spire, but excitement of Slay the Spire is not really at my excitement level. I'm really excited for this. It's definitely been my most anticipated game of the year. I love card deck building stuff. I like roguelikes. I love everything that Slay the Spire has to give me. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. So I'm really excited to see what happens. And it's coming out March 5th on a Thursday, which is the day that I'm off work. Okay, that's my Friday. Thursday, I get off work, and then my weekend starts, and that is going to be great. I'm not certain if I'm going to be streaming it or not. I'm working full-time, and trying to also stream and do videos a lot can be really challenging to me. I feel exhausted some days and can't really just do this all the time, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how I feel. I know I might try to do it, but I won't make any promises. Hopefully, you're all ready to climb the spire together. Hopefully, you have some friends to play with, because that'd be great. So, hopefully you enjoy the video. Leave a like. Let me know what you think about the Slay the Spire 2. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. Thank you. Have a good one.